But for now, we'll wrap up that part of it and just do what I like to do with guests. Ask them about their opinions on the top 10 alliances. Since I know you don't want to show any bias, obviously, and you're probably not going to say anything bad about anyone, and don't pay too much attention to the politics, but it's interesting to hear what the admin has to say about the top 10 alliances. So we'll run down that real quick if you're ready.
And just a reminder to everybody, the show is for fun, so, don't get all bent out of shape over it.
Yeah. If anyone has a CB based off of something that happens in the radio show, I'm going to laugh.
That would be quite entertaining.
Maybe more people would listen. Number 1, United Purple Nations.
All right, so like you said, I loosely follow what happens with the alliances, but so they are obviously the largest by member count, and that, as far as I know, is because the Empire of Spades, which was like the largest alliance, disbanded and the people joined the United Purple Nations, and I think that was all as a result of Rose forming. Does that all sound correct?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, and so United Purple Nations are obviously, largest by member count, as I said. I don't know a whole lot about them. I know, people that post on the forums a lot, like Underlord GC and, Atsuya are in UPN, and so,
Atsuya.
I don't know what they do in UPN. I don't know if either of those guys have, leadership positions or not.
Atsuya's in Guardian.
What, was he in, UPN?
Used to be prior in Alpha, came over to Guardian Beta.
Oh, well, shows you how much I follow things. Anyway,
number 2.
So Underlord's in UPN. He is not a leader or anything, is he?
He's in Gov of some kind.
I'm pretty sure they tell everyone to ignore him, though, so no, he's not a leader.
He's a minister of either foreign affairs, internal, or war, one of the three, I think.
Gotcha then. So I don't really know what they do behind the scenes, but they don't seem like a bad alliance by any means. I think that if they could get, more of their players more active on the forums, that would be awesome. But they have obviously done well for themselves in terms of, having a high member count and a high score based on that.
Rose, number 2.
So a lot of the players in Rose I've actually talked to quite a bit because of their ties and my ties to Pixel Nations. And so I enjoy having conversations with Pub Stomper and Commander Adama. I think that's how he's supposed to pronounce his name. I don't know. Those two are names that I can pick out in particular. It's kind of interesting that they broke up the Atlas Confederacy to form Rose. I guess I'm not sure. I'm mostly indifferent to that, but I like it when we have new alliances that aren't necessarily related to alliances from other games, but they seem to be holding their own pretty well also.
All right, Dutch East India Company, number 3, also known as DOC.
Yeah, it's much easier to understand when they're the Dutch East India Company than the Dutch name that
Rindagi, or I'm just butchering that.
Thought it had Boosh or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try because that was, impossible for me to read. But I'm glad to see they're on the orange color now instead of everybody being on yellow. I guess I hadn't even realized that until just now.
I want more people on yellow.
I bet you do. I don't really know a whole lot about them. I don't have any, problems or qualms with the people in their alliance.
Right. They're not that, there's a couple of them that are forum active, but in general, most of them are pretty quiet.
Maybe it's because they're Dutch. It's not, but it would be fun if it were.
Unfortunately, at number 4, the Green Protection Agency.
The Neutral Menace. Again, kind of disappointed to see, basically the continuation of an alliance from another, game. But, I do like that they are a neutral alliance and that we have a neutral alliance in the game for players that don't necessarily care about the war part of the game and are more interested in the economics and the political role play aspect a little bit more. And so it gives them, an alliance to join or be a part of. And also to make the people in the community that maybe necessarily didn't play Cybernations before aware of this idea that you can have a neutral alliance, because I think otherwise, if you just showed up and had never played the game before, you might see, these alliances all fight with each other and make treaties. I'm going to make an alliance. That's what I have to do too, when that's not necessarily true. There are other ways of managing and running an alliance. And so I'm glad to see him here, for that reason.
And also, unfortunately, at number 5, Seven Kingdoms.
Very unfortunate.
Seven Kingdoms. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so I like that we have a Game of Thrones.
Why so many people like that shitty television show. I really don't.
Have you read the book?
Anyway, continue.
Anyway.
Yeah, they're equally shitty. Anyway, getting back to Sheepy.
Well, I read the books before I watched the series, and so I was a fan of the books. I think that, I enjoy both, so that just must be your personal opinion.
Fair enough. But, you're allowed to be wrong. Fair enough.
He accepts that you're wrong.
But so anyway, nice to have a Game of Thrones themed alliance, and then your forum announcements are beautiful. The fancy treaty images and those sorts of things are.
Thank you. I'm quite proud of those.
They're very classy and they're nice to look at, and I hope we have more other alliances that maybe not necessarily the same medieval type scroll things, but put a little bit more effort into their their alliance announcement posts instead of just the text that says like we're at war with insert alliance here, happy fighting, and it's just like plain and simple and lame. Well, so I like the flair and that sort of thing.
Guardian ever goes to war, I'll try to make a video for you.
That would be awesome.
Glad to hear it.
And number 6, Guardian.
All right, so Guardian has been around for forever. It seems like you guys have bounced, from game to game, and I'm glad that you guys are here.
Really, we never went to Cyber Nations.
Right, but I think you guys are all
been everywhere
else. Right, and you guys are all players from Cyber Nations, right? And you kind of formed in Project Terra, like as your alliance, and Lord Empires.
Lunar Wars is where we
Lunar Wars
started off long ago.
Well, I didn't even realize you guys were that old.
2007.
So you guys have really been bouncing around.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But yeah, you guys are like the pioneers of these new games. In my experiences of testing out different games and things, you guys seem to be some of the first to show up and really help develop and critique the games and offer advice and that sort of thing. And so I appreciate Guardian in that aspect. As for what they're like politically in relation to other alliances now,
they suck.
I really don't have an opinion because I don't know.
No one knows, and that's the point. Yay!
Everyone knows they suck.
Number 7, Supreme Gentlemen.
These guys I know literally next to nothing about because I don't think they have a whole lot of, or almost no one that's like active on the forums.
That's okay. They're in good company. As they'll tell you, I frequently forget they exist during these shows.
Yeah, they're led by Vlad the Implier, who does post. Otto von Bismarck sometimes posts as well. That's about it from what I see government-wise.
Right, those two names I recognize.
Yeah, but I always think they're in a different alliance. It's like, it's Otto. He's in tech.
So there you go. Supreme Gentlemen, be more active on the forums in IRC. Yep. Next, number 8, Socialist International.
These guys were Harino's alliance, and he has his moments, I guess. Sometimes he offers great constructive criticism in terms of game mechanics, and sometimes he's a real pain in the ass when it comes to me having to moderate the forums. But I think whatever conflict they had with Terminus Est, I didn't really follow that closely, but it's interesting that they kind of forced him out of government, or he at least appears to be out of government,
Yeah.
Is interesting, and I don't really know that they have a whole, really a figurehead besides Harino in their alliance. It seems like he's the one that kind of pulls all the strings, but like I said, I guess I don't really know.
Alrighty. Number 9, Ignis Immortalis.
The name that comes to mind with these guys is I can't even think of his name. He posts on the forums sometimes.
Ollie?
No, not him.
No, Lucky Nako.
Lucky Nako.
Is there a Morgan something in Ignis Immortalis?
There's a Morgan from somewhere. I think he left to start his
Morgan
own alliance.
Fraser? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but
I think he just started his own one-man thing. But he was in either them or I think he was in. I think that's where he was. Yeah.
And they also had UK who came in posting like a fiend.
Yeah, I remember him also. But yeah, Morgan Fraser, I guess, is the name that pops to mind when I think of that alliance.
That's a bad thing.
Well,
Ignis Immortalis.
I made him to post.
What Sheepy is telling you here is you need to have other people post and get active.
That's probably a good idea. And like I know the other names you mentioned that are leaders and important players in their alliance, but I don't see them posting nearly as often. But so I don't really know what all they do or stand for or who they're allied with or anything.
All right. And Brotherhood of Clouds takes it up at number 10.
So these guys are led by Lord Frostwood.
Yep.
And he seems like a pretty decent guy. I've talked to him on IRC a little bit and possibly in like forums a bit. And other than him, I don't really know what goes on in their alliance.
Is probably one of their.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was in that alliance.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Ashland too. He's always
good
about making intelligent posts, I feel. But I didn't realize they had 54 members. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, they're huge. I didn't realize they were that big either.
Yeah.
The second or
but
third biggest
that's very good for them, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I really
Wraps
know.
up the 10.